Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Williams. We're here to break down today's 9-game MLB DraftKings slate starting at 1 o'clock. It's going to be an early slate. It's Sunday. If you're new to the channel, my name is Tim. We've been breaking down these MLB slates over on DraftKings. If you like that, appreciate you watching. Thumbs up, subscribe if you can, and let's just jump right in. First games first here, we got the Cardinals taking on the Phillies. It's been a fun series to watch. 8 over under, so kind of on the lower side here. Phillies favored it at home. Gant going against Nola. Nola, one of the spend up options here at 8.8K. I feel like that's fairly reasonable. I'm not really too scared about the Cardinals, but they are third in home runs and average on base percentage kind of going up. They had a huge game yesterday. 18th in strikeouts, so not bad if you're choosing Nola in this one. I totally understand. Gant at 5.2, super cheap. I kind of feel like the Phillies are a little bit hot going into this one. Harper rested yesterday, so he's coming on a full day of rest. Hitters on the Cardinal side, not too much I'm into. If you're just going to spend up, we go with Arenado at 4.8K, Goldschmidt at 4.8K. I think those are fine spend up options. Carlson is like the punt outfielder that if he is starting at 2.8K, I feel like it's fairly reasonable. No one's going to really be choosing him. And then on the Philly side, I think it starts with Harper at 5.4K. I think he's one of the better spend ups in this slate. Hoskins at 4.6, McCutchen at 3.9, Bohm, decent punt play. I think who has a lot of upside at third base at 3.4K. I think you can somewhat get a stack going against the Cardinals here. And the next game, we have the D-backs and the Nationals. 8.5 over under. Nationals favored. Both of those things can change. I have Strasburg listed here, but he is actually out. So do not play Steven Strasburg. He was actually placed on the 10-day IR. Bumgarner on the other side for the D-backs. Whenever Bumgarner's in play, I'm interested in stacking against him. I think that might be a popular play today. Bumgarner at 7.7K. Just a guy I'm not going to roster. Diamondbacks, as far as hitting goes, not a lot going on in that department. They are hitting for power, though, third in the majors so far in home runs. And so I'm just going to look for power bats. And Calhoun at 2.9 is fairly cheap. Cabrera hitting righties fairly well at 4.1K. That is if the Nationals are starting a righty. Escobar 3.9K. He's been hitting with some insane power. On the National side, Soto at 6K, one of the clear spend ups here. I think he's going to be one of the most popular spend ups. I might rather turn to like a Bryce Harper. And then Turner at 5.7. The guys that interest me a lot are a lot of these middle of the order kind of guys that are fairly cheap. Bell, if he's starting at 3.8K, Robles 3.6, I think is sneaky. Harrison 4.3, he's been producing. So I like those guys a lot as well. Maybe trying to get away from like the Soto Turner combo. And I will say Arizona's third in home runs given up. Nationals as a team, second in average, 10th in on base percentage. Love to see that. They don't strike out a ton. However, they're right at the bottom at hitting home runs. So would like to see the power go up there, but I like that cheap value in this one. Next, you have the Rays Yankees. Win slightly blowing out a little bit. 8 over under, not very high. You have Cole on the mound. That's probably the reason. One of the clear spend ups in this slate, 10.4K, taking on the Rays, who are third in strikeouts. So that looks very good for Cole. There's something about this game. There's something about the Rays where like, I get it that they're not hitting very well. They do have power, but they're just so pesky. And I feel like these division matchups are kind of tough. So I actually might look away from Cole on this one because there is a lot of pitching value in that AK range. On the Rays side, if I'm going to pick somebody, it's going to be somebody wacky or quirky, like Yandy Diaz, 3.5K. I'm not spending up on anybody. He is 5 for 12 in the home run against Cole. So that might just be like a random one-off that can kind of leverage you for the people that are taking Garrett Cole, who is a fine play, I must say. And on the Yankees side, you got Stanton at 4.7. I like that value. And then Judge at 4.6, another spend up here, wins blowing out. So we'll see. Torres at 4.5, little risky, but he's definitely hitting in the heart of that Yankees order. Yankees has just been kind of disappointing, so I could see people staying away from them. And it was just announced that today is probably Jay Bruce's last day. He might get a pinch hit if he's not starting today. So congratulations to Jay Bruce on a fantastic career. Next, you have the Indians taking on the Reds. Indians favorited here, 7 over under. Bieber, one of the spend up options here at 10K, taking on the Reds with Miley on the mound. Not scared of Miley, not a price I would pay for him though. Indians Bieber, I think that's a decent spend up as well. Tough matchup for Bieber here. Reds are fourth in average, fourth in on base percentage, first in home runs. They're not striking out a ton. On the Indian side for the bats, all they really can do is kind of hit for power. So Ramirez at 5.2 seems a little pricey, but I like him. Luplow against lefties, I like a lot. 4.1K though, he got priced up. Naylor, sneaky choice. He's better against lefties. He does have some power. 2.7K isn't really bad if you're trying to pay up for pitching and bats. And then Ahmed Rosario at 3.5K, pretty decent against lefties as well. And then on the red side, Bieber's going to be a tough matchup for them, so that's going to be challenging. I don't think I can get to a stack here, but maybe Winker is a one-off at 3.9 if he's leading off. Senzel 3K is cheap. He's kind of struggling a little bit, but I think the other guys are in play if you want to take a chance and get a little bit different, but Bieber is a very, talented pitcher here. Next, you have the Giants Marlins. Marlins favorited here. You have Wood coming off the DL, soft lefty here, 7.2K, wouldn't go there. I like targeting pitchers who are coming off the injury list. So the Marlins actually are very much in play for me here. Lopez at 6.2, I think is a very good option. He's a right-hander. Giants not so great against right-handed hitting. They're kind of struggling too. Marlins at home, a lot of things are just kind of adding up. Low point total. So Lopez is definitely in play for me. Marlins is a team 9th in average, 11th in on-base percentage. Not really hitting home runs. I will say the Marlins are 3rd in average and on base percentage versus left-handed pitching. So you have that going against Wood, who's coming off the IR. I think I like this matchup. Marlins have been having fun out there. Marte at 5K. I don't think people are going to be spending up to get him. So I think the ownership will be low. Duvall 3.7, Anderson 3.1, Dickerson 2.7. He's good against lefties if he's starting. Aguilar. There's so many options in this Marlins team. I don't see a reason to not get to any of these guys, just to get some salary relief with some upside, and you can get your pitchers, you can get your Bryce Harpers of the world. Next here, you have the White Sox, Red Sox home, decent weather in Boston here. 7 over under question mark. There's not really a point total, but that was the number thrown out there so far. Keuchel on the mound going against Houck. I like Houck. He has a lot of talent in his fastball. 8.1K seems actually reasonable. White Sox are a talented team there, so there is some risk there, but they're not really hitting for a ton of power early on. White Sox value, I do like Moncada and Robert at 4.5K. The other guys are just kind of too pricey for me. And then on the Red Sox side, there's the clear spend up options, but if you're looking for some value, Hernandez at 3.8K, I like him going against lefties. Renfroe 3.2K, I like him going against lefties. Verdugo at 4K. Probably the most I'm going to spend on the Red Sox, given that the total is so low. But the Red Sox are 1st in average, 3rd in on-base percentage. They can hit for power. This team can freaking hit. Next, you have the Pirates at the Brewers. Brewers home favorites here, 8 over under. I like this position a lot for the Brewers going against Chad Kuhl. Chad Kuhl facing Peralta. Peralta priced up 9.5K. The talent's there. This guy can strike a lot of guys out. My concern is his durability, how many pitches he's throwing. He could probably throw 100 pitches, but only get you to the 5th inning. That's my one concern, but definitely in play here for DFS today. Cool. Somebody I maybe want to attack. Pirates have a bad bullpen too. And the Brewers, if you took any Brewers yesterday, there's a good chance you made some money. They, without Yelich, they hit very well. They're stringing hits together. Overall, very poor hitting team, but they can, produce these results, depending on who's the pitcher. On the Pirates side, I like Moran. That's about it. 3.7K against a righty. And then on the Brewer side, Bradley at 3.3K, I think is very cheap for somebody hitting lead off and just running all over the place. Hira, 4.4K. I don't know if I'm going to get there. but does have power. Garcia 3.5K, Shaw at 4K, Narvaez. I like that catcher option. Probably be higher owned at 3.7. Blue Jays Royals is our next one here. 8.5 over under. Royals home favorites. Ray going against Singer. Ray at 6.4. I'm not buying into it right now. The strikeout potential is there, but I don't think the durability is. Singer at 7K, just too risky. The Blue Jays can hit the ball too well. In play on the Blue Jay side, Vlad G at 5.3, Bichette at 5.9, very much priced up. But Biggio is back. He hasn't been hitting very well the last couple games, but at 4.1K, I think presents a fairly decent value. On the Royals side, Merrifield, no one's going to be looking his way today at 5.4K. I think that's interesting. Ray's a guy that can walk a lot of batters, so keep that in mind. Perez 4.8K, I think, is a nice spend up at catcher. Benintendi at 3.3. He's been hitting the ball well. Soler, one of these days, he's going to pop and hit, 2 home runs, I swear. 3.4K is a good value. Last but not least here, we got the Orioles taking on the Rangers. 8 over under, not very great teams here. Both are first and second in strikeouts. You got John Means going against Gibson. Gibson 5.8. I think he actually will be somewhat popular. So I might actually lean to some Orioles bats. That's just my thought process here. Orioles not a great hitting team by any means, but I think it's a decent hitting environment down in Texas. There's fans there. Santander at 4K. Mancini maybe a little pricey at 5.4, but no one's going to be rostering him. Mullins 4.1K, has been hitting the ball very well at the leadoff position. Stewart value at 3.1K. On the Rangers side, I think it's tough to get to any full stacks, and I actually think John Means is a talented pitcher. So you're just buying it on the power here for the Rangers, but Lau at 4.7, Solek 4.7, Gallo at 4.5. Those are the 3 options I would look to. Maybe Trevino as a catcher if he's starting, but that's it. I hope this helped you out. If you can, I'd really appreciate it if you like this video or subscribe to the channel. This should be a fun early slate. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day.